interesting session now with HP and their team. We have some case studies, we have some printers from India who are going to talk about their success stories in digital printing. So I invite Steve Donegal with his team to come here and give us their views and some examples and some insights in the market, in the local market. Thank you very much.
No, I don't think so. I just wanted to take the opportunity to just share a few words with you. I know you had the pain of listening to my voice yesterday, but we took a decision about 2 years ago to enter into the market here in India and getting our strategic positioning right and making sure that our value proposition to you, the printer, was in the right track. And in order to do that, we've had to put together the very best of the best people that we can find in the industry. And for me, here now, I wanted to take the opportunity to introduce one individual who yesterday officially took the role as the business manager for the digital press business here in India, and will be the focal point for all activities and will be my right-hand man in India. And I want to welcome Nagesh to the group. Nagesh, do you want to introduce the rest of the team? Or? I'm going to hand over. This is the first bit of delegation that you're seeing happening. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Steve. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, on behalf of the HP Indigo Business Unit, I'd like to thank the Bombay Master Printer Association for giving us the privilege to host this very privileged event. In fact, it's just been a span of just 1 day for us. Just sort of mixing around with the members of the association, as well as the actual the printing community. We'd like to thank you so much for making us feel so much a part and parcel of your printing community. And we'll continue to look forward to your guidance, your feedback and support and patronization as we move along and establish HP Indigo as a brand in the country to reckon with. To start with, I'd just like to introduce a couple of my colleagues out here. Firstly, Cordelia, or the young lady out there, who's fondly Shilpa, I think known to many of you all. Shilpa, please, can you join us on the stage? Incidentally, she's what we call a cheerleader in our team, and she could sort of make her presence felt just about anywhere in just a short span of time. And she's the marketing manager for the HP Indigo business across the Asia Pacific region, which covers countries from Japan to Singapore to Australia to Indonesia and Thailand. I mean, anything in Asia Pacific. She's our marketing, head honcho for this. So you will, look forward to seeing her in the future. Yeah.
Thanks, Nagesh, and it's great to be here. I think I've possibly met everybody, so I hope to keep interacting with all of you in the future as well. Thanks.
Okay, the next member of the team, a person who's very passionate about his job, highly enthusiastic, who's been with this business for the last 1.5 years. And I guess most, of printers among the community have met this gentleman by name Raju Shekhar. Raju, please, join us on stage. Always be one of the most enthusiastic members of the team. He could, go on and on with the product, also the day with just one customer. Because it's every hour, every minute, he's telling you something new about this product. Right? Raju, wish you all the best. He's based out of Bangalore. Shilpa is based out of Singapore. Yeah. I'm based out of Bangalore. Sorry for that. Okay. And then we have, our master distributors here in India, ones who represent us here fully. That's Redington. And we have Mrs. Senapati out here with us, who's the Vice President from the Redington Group, deals with the IT peripherals business. And so they are our master distributors out here in India for the Indigo range of products. Take care to drive the sales and the service in our portion of our business. They've been with us in this for the last 1.5 years. Yeah, thank you, sir, for being here. Santosh, can you join me on stage, please? And Santosh is our business manager, again, from Redington, who would sort of front end the entire sales business for us. He also joined Redington about 7 months ago. Right? Wish you all the very best, Santosh. And of course, not to forget, our key drivers for the western region, that's Maharashtra and Gujarat. We have our most valued partners who've been really slogging it out over the last few months, trying to get those very critical, customer installations for us. We have Sunil Takeria from Media Entertainment. Sunil, please. So Sunil has been very instrumental in getting us the first Indigo, digital press order in the country, and that's exquisite prints at Pune, and that's been one of the most robust installations we have. And incidentally, just last week installed another very prestigious installation in the country, and that's the ReproScan, in Mumbai. Thanks Sunil for all the effort. And we have another member from the team, which is Venkat. Is he around? I don't get to see him. Yes, Venkat, please join me on stage. So Venkat is a sort of backbone for our, service infrastructure out here. I mean, anything with service issues, anything with products, you need to get to know more of the product. He's the guy who's been supporting our installations across. And up to Okay, now I won't take much of your time. I guess I'm between you and the lunch, right? So we just have, a sort of a short talk that we given by one of our customers by name Linux Designers, who's based in Noida near Delhi. And that's a customer who's recently joined our bandwagon about a few months back. We have with us now President Mr. Rajiv Kalra. Linux incidentally is a firm that was set up in the year 1995. Mr. Rajiv Kalra actually started off as a screen printer. And he's come all the way from Delhi this morning. Thank you so much, Rajiv, for being with us. Rajiv is a very typical case of a rags to riches story. He started off as a screen printer, just a plain simple screen printer. And the turning point in his life came when there was a customer in, I understand, the year 92, was it? Yeah, the year 92, where a customer asked him to deliver visiting cards in a short span of 4 hours. The customer was about to board a flight, and then Rajiv was asked to do it in 4 hours flight. I mean, imagine the year 92 and out where you could ever deliver, visiting cards done screen print in 4 hours flat. He was the one man who did it at that point of time. And after that, it was the same customer who came in repeat basis. And that's what really prompted him to move to digital, pre-press, flexible printing, you name it, and he's got those units installed. In fact, when I visited the unit last about 2 months back, I was amazed to see the setup. And very atypical to a sort of commercial printer setup. It looked more like an IT company, believe me. It was spotless. Literally had all the equipment running there, but not a speck of dust around. So that's the sort of maintenance he's had. And he's really grown the company to about 280 employees, 15 crores turnover. And I won't do much of the talking now. I'll let Rajiv do all that. Rajiv, over to you.
Thank you very much. I am Rajiv, Director of Linux, and my company is installed on digital, and we pass on to customer with 2-3 hours. And they like the quality, and maximum our job nature is first we create a samples, then customers send for approve. If any comments, then we create a design again printing, then we will pass. But after digital is very easy for us because it's in offset, in commercial. Any samples is take around 2 or 3 days minimum. But on digital, we can maintain 1 day is easy for us. Any questions for digital 350?
What are the maximum quantities?
Listen, we can calculate around 700-800 sheets and 1,000 sheets, front and back. Calculate, and digital is better. And after offset is better. But in sampling, 100% digital is much better.
What sort of equipment, what sort of press do you have?
I have
Which press do you have?
before digital.
Yeah, for digital.
I have 700 of 90. Offset 100. One is 4 color CPC and 2 is double color. 3050. Digital 3050 HP. HP
305.
Sorry?
You said HP, which model did you say?
3050. In the maximum size.
A3 plus or?
No, A3 plus. A3 plus. A3 plus. 320, some 450.
Are you running with 4 colors more than standard?
I run 6 colors. Yeah. 6 colors. 100 lights. 6 illustration is already in there. No change. If I select the color,
Just to add what Rajiv has said, the print image size is 12.1 inches by 18.2 inches. But the paper size can be, 8 till 18.6. The image size what we use on the press, what we have offered them is a 6-color press Indigo 3050 with the ink mixing station as an accessory. Okay,
or a special color.
the 6-color press what we sell is including the Indichrome series where after CMYK we have orange and violet as the 5th and 6th color gamut. Okay, that is 6-color press and the ink mixing station is sold as accessory to go for special colors and spot colors. Actually what when Nagesh has introduced it's a spotless office but he prints only spot colors in his press. Okay, so the spot color printing is actually used with the help of the ink mixing station. With the samples what we are using now, we have got a combination of 4 colors and spot colors in that.
So are the spot colors not usually standard spot colors or?
See, the spot colors is actually as per the customer's requirement. They send us batch, we match it on the ink mixing station, the same colors, with the help of a standard 7-color ink set what we have. We don't have a metallic color, but we give a simulation of the metallic colors. Silver and gold, copper. These are the 3 simulations what you can make.
Can be mixed to the equal to the metallic color.
Yes, it's a simulation what you get, but you don't get the metallic color.
You don't get the sheet.
No, you don't get the metallic color.
We don't have metallic inks as a solution right now. So we basically have CMYK, orange violet, and then we have the ink mixing station that can enable you to print Pantone colors. What you can have is basically a simulation of CMYK to give you a look and feel of silver and gold, but it is not a metallic ink. Yeah, it's that. Yeah.
I have one question. When you change colors on the press, how much ink do you lose in the changeover, and how much time does it take to change the colors of the press?
4 color to Pantone. 4 color to Pantone.
So it's, what is changing violet to orange?
No, 6 color is already in machine. It's violet and orange. Yeah.
You don't keep changing
No.
them?
If you want Pantone color, then you can change.
Suppose you need a Pantone color and you need to change it.
Approx 1.5 hour.
How much ink do you lose?
That's a lot got to do with the time frame that you take has got to do with the operator competency. So we've seen that with skill operators where we're doing it in other places. I watched 1.5 hours come down to probably as low as 30 minutes also. When I do this, you could cut that even shorter also. It's more of a competency level. It's a matter of 2 months, 3 months, one could sort of master the application faster.
Any other question?
What GSM you can?
Maximum we can use 350 GSM and minimum is around 70-80 GSM.
In case of
Even we use 60 GSM also.
What is thickness caliber of the caliper if you use?
You were talking about micron thickness? See, I will give you that figure, it's just a mathematical calculation, but still we standardize on a 350 GSM by Modo, Xanders. Artboard 350 GSM from Modo Xanders. That's the standard thickness is the maximum. But because if you really look at the technology, we have a rubber blanket in between the paper and the print. Okay, so the rubber blanket can absorb the ups and downs of the grammage radiation, which is plus or minus 5%.
In case of front and back printing, any registration problem?
No problem. No problem.
Because most of the tags here in Bombay, we do, it requires punching. Fabrication is required. So
Oh, it's a very small job front end, like duplex. It's a very small.
I have one question.
Srinivas here. When we are printing in the different medias, by that time, what about the color consistency, color calibration is required for every media? How many copies is going to be waste when you are changing to one media to another media? Number one.
Color calibration.
Yeah, color calibration. No, whether we are going to get the color consistency for all the media same or each media we have to calibrate.
No, each media calibrate.
We have to calibrate. In that respect, how many copies are going to waste?
Different paper to paper, but our calculate idea is around minimum 5 to 10 sheets.
As you know, because you know HP is producing prints on many medias. So in that respect, the customer wants a different printing, different media printing. By that, you know, when you are changing, so what is the time duration is required to get exact printing?
No time, actually after color calibration we can produce sheets. Minimum wastage is color calibration around 5 sheets, 6 sheets, 7 sheets.
Just to add what Rajiv has said. See, when you are doing a calibration, the calibration is required for every change of, because the machine has to understand the substrate reflection. Okay, so we do a calibration just for that. But if you have standardized on papers, the calibration is not required to do every day for that same media. You can store it in the profiles of the press itself. So if you have standardized on 20 or 30 varieties of papers, you can do the calibration in single shot and the press is continuous then. And the other way of doing calibration is you should know the optical density of the paper. If you know the optical density of the paper, you can directly feed it into the machine and then straight away print. And change of the print consistency and all. We promise, everyone promises 100%, and we also promise the same. But it totally depends on your operator excellence and the files what you get over there. It's totally dependent on that. And waiting for the first print, early morning for the machine to get warmed up, you need that 7 to 10 minutes for the warm up of the press. After that, it's just a click of a button.
So at the time of production, some customer will come with different requirements. By that time, are you going to stop in between, or it can directly, you can change the media and you can take it out?
It's continuous.
Continuous. So that time, the color calibration is not required.
Not required. But you have to select the right substrate and the right technical specs of the substrate over there.
You see, when there are items like tags and all, what about the punching? Is it online in the machine or
No.
it has to be done there?
This is offline.
A little more to add on Rajiv's saying. He has got a full-fledged rose press line, and it includes even a flexo press, even a screen printing operations on that. And it's one incident when I went for the first time, I was surprised to see 900 varieties of eyelets for a tag. Okay, so that's the setup what he has got up today. It's all offline now.
Does your press handle variable data often? I think Rajiv is more into packaging or tag printing, but how easy is it to do variable data on the press?
So we have a software that we bundle with the press.
You do not bundle it with all the presses.
It comes with a 3050. We have a
So
personalization.
he
He has it. Yes.
But he is not utilizing it.
He is utilizing it.
Oh.
One job. Last month Hajj marathon in Delhi. That is my job. Very well done, around 40,000 sheets. 1 number, 2 number, 3 number, 4 number, different number and different candidate.
Okay, so it's bundled along with the press. The software is bundled along with the press.
Yes. So this was a job for the marathon. It was the Hajj thing done on a Tyvek non-tearable sheet, and each of the numbers was personalized, for the thing, and the front and back was as well different. And it was like 75,000 pages, 40,000 pages that was done, and that was a personalization job that was done. So the personalization software that we have is called Snap, that is built in, and it works with a Quark Express extension called YTD, which is also bundled in the press. So we have a very good personalization software bundled in the press, ready to go, ready to use when you install the machine.
I have another question for Steve. Steve,
Yeah.
I suppose Steve had said something about 600 micron. Am I sure? Am I right if I'm saying that media you use on the press is the same press what he has, 3150?
I was referring to the S2000.
Sorry?
The S2000.
Okay.
Which is a machine that's designed specifically to print on rigid board.
If I'm not mistaken, in print pack last year, there was 3050 was it?
Yes.
Okay, and there was and there was an S2000. Okay, I'm a bit confused. So I'm seeing something sort of 600 micron being printed.
The thing to bear in mind is that, because we talk about changing substrates, so if you change from one substrate to another substrate, there are several considerations. The thickness, of course, which sometimes doesn't play to the grammage, because you can have high grammage and a very thin caliper, because you have a high density substrate. Or you can have the other way around, where it's a lower grammage but a very thick board. So we have to consider that when we're loading the lookup tables for the machine. So if we know we're going to have 30 or 40 varieties of paper available to us, the chances are we'll have those calibrated in the machine already. So when we present the individual jobs to the machine, it's part of the job bag, the JDF bag, whereby the machine will automatically set the pressures for that particular substrate. And also, if you have a calibration for optical variation, the machine will automatically adjust for the optical differences in the substrate as well.
Is the same press where you said where the transfer was not cylindrical, it was transfer flat? Because of the
The S2000 is the machine that we use for the rigid board, so special ID cards or any kind of mouse mat type production and so on is better suited to that type of process, which was, if you remember, the one shot that I talked about yesterday. Then we use our standard conventional process.
Sorry?
I have a question for Mr. Rajiv.
Rajiv? Can I keep this?
You said that 1,000 quantity or 1,000 run is suitable for below 1,000. Do you have customers or existing customers where you actually have to decide if you should print it on offset or a digital? And if yes, did the customer realize the difference? If it was an offset or a digital?
No, quality is same. Digital and offset print, if we look, quality is same.
No,
Customer is not required. What is the
did you have to communicate with the customer or was that
No,
independent decision?
no, depending on job. If we think is small quantity, we can go on a digital, and if quantity is increased, then we can change the program and we can take offset.
I just wanted to know if the response from the customer is positive to your advantage or is it negative?
No, positive is positive. Because quality-wise, no issue. Quality is much sharper and much better. Quality-wise, no issue.
Steve, can you just tell me what are the consumables in the machine apart from the ink component?
There are a number of consumables. The ink is the main one. Then we have a photo imaging plate, which is the bit that we stole, if you want, from the xerographic process. We call it the photo imaging plate, which is, I suppose, one of the primary consumables which gives us the variable data capability. We can re-image or recharge this plate every 0.45 of a second with a completely new separation. So that gives us a very efficient way of giving us the variable data. Then the second transfer is onto the blanket, which is then where we simulate the exact offset process. And the blanket has the ability to, it's a spongy kind of consistency, so we can print on papers that have a nice texture to them and get into all of the areas where it would be difficult if we had a rigid blanket. And then we have an imaging mill, which acts as a carrier for the concentrated ink. I don't know if many of you have seen our machines, but we have a can, an ink can. We also have an ink reservoir. And there's a mixture. Somebody asked the question how much ink we waste when we switch from one colour to another. This is important because it's only 2% ink, if you want, in terms of a ratio to 98% imaging oil, and that gives us our consistency. And that's measured both for density, temperature, an optical opacity, and it keeps the process consistent inside the machine. So there are chipsets inside the ink tanks which measure the density of the ink at all times, but the concentration is 2% to 98%.
Lastly, in digital press, you have kept a proprietary ink with you.
Correct.
In normal, conventional offset, I'm free to use any manufacturer's inks.
Correct.
How do you comment on this?
Well, the ink is actually the family jewels. That's our core technology. That's what makes it all
profit center.
That's what makes it all worthwhile.
That's your profit center.
Yeah, and it's very closely guarded. In fact, there are about 200 patents that protect just what we call a tentacular molecule that is so unique that it enables us to have this one-way process. So we can have the liquid ink ability or the flexibility of the liquid ink and combine that with digital imaging, and we have a very nice look and feel of conventional printing. But the question that gets asked around the world is that if we're a customer and we're sort of forced to buy from you, I suppose then one would expect that gives us an advantage. But we're not the only manufacturer in the business. There are other digital printing engines, and it's a competitive world. And if we don't have a value proposition that makes sense, then people don't buy our technology. But what is important is that we control the quality. We control the quality of the next generation, we control the quality of the generation after that, and we keep our process consistent. And that's what's important. So we've gone through, I think we're on 4.0 ink, so we've got 4 generations of ink in terms of steps, but there have been very small steps in between. So we have ink manufacturing capability both at our headquarters just outside Israel, in a place called Yerovot, and we have a very brand new ink manufacturing facility in Singapore that will eventually service all of Asia Pacific. So whilst it's great for us because it's a media which gives us a very unique relationship with our customers. The more you print, the more we make. So the busier you are, the busier we will be. And that's quite a nice relationship. It's not what we call a fire and forget relationship. We keep you from the day you invest to right the way through.
Are your presses upgradable?
Good question, because that was something I missed yesterday. I've been involved in this business for a long time. We've got the same customers that invested right back in 1993 that have the same machine that's had various steps of modification applied to it. So if they bought the machine as a 4-colour machine, then they make it a 5th colour or 6th colour. They could have duplex or collation if it wasn't on there. They can have various enhancements on the software. And so that, again, the unique relationship with our customers on the ink means that the longer we can keep our customers loyal to us, the more they reinvest in that technology. And what we're seeing is people moving from their first machine, and now we've got people with 20 or even 30 machines in their group. So that's a really strong, I suppose, vote of confidence for us. But the machines are completely modular and upgradable. This guy has just been putting his... I'll come straight back to you.
I have a question.
There's somebody just in the front, he doesn't have a mic, and I'm breaking the rules just for this one.
Imran, ask your question.
The S2000 can print on non-absorbent surfaces.
Correct.
Can it print on tin?
Tin?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the machine yet to print on tin, but I will say that...
the print can print on PP, which is rigid and non-absorbent. Can it print on tin?
That's a good question. We showed a prototype machine at Drupa 95. I don't know if many of you were there. You saw the cannery press. We were showing how flexible our inking technology could be, and we had a printing press that was modified to print on beverage cans. So everybody that came into the exhibition had their photograph taken, and before they left with personalised collateral and their face with the commemorative logo actually printed directly onto the beverage can. So it can be done, but it's not a product today that we generally distribute. It was just really a showcase to show how flexible the product is. And I'm pretty sure that if you can get a product or a substrate through the printing press, there's a modification we can do to enable the stability of that surface to be printed on. But I don't know anybody that's printing on tin specifically at this point.
Question.
Do you have a question?
Two.
But I promised this gentleman here that there are letting him first. And he's a lot more senior than he's the chief.
Thank you. No, since you mentioned investment, I was debating my mind whether I should ask my friend when I get back to Noida. My question to you, sir, is this, that how soon do you expect return on the investment on digital technology? Give it an honest answer.
It depends first job to job and how many volume we can create.
Your turn.
I am estimate around 4 years. 4 years.
One shift?
One shift, 8 hours, 4 years.
You have difficulty in getting the ink supplies? Do you feel that they are exploiting you or you?
Yeah, good job.
Honest
Sorry?
Give an honest reply. Do you really wish in your heart of heart that it'd be nice if you would buy your ink from some other place that you can go back to each time, or are they expensive? Is it pinching you? What's your feeling?
To add to that question,
My customer is happy with this machine because our job is special. We create a sample, then after job approved, then we can take a production job. But in this machine, we can create a 1 or 2 hours. We can produce the sample. Customer is always now feeling is unit is fast going because first before digital we can take 2 or 3 days for sampling. But now it's 2 days, 2 hours, 3 hours for one job.
Thank you so much. I'll catch up with you in Noida.
to add to that question, sir, I have a question for you, Mr. Kalra. Are you generally happy with are there frequent visits from the engineering support? Does the machine need a lot of maintenance? And is the machine down often? I can expect that something would be once a month or twice a month or 10 times a month.
Service wise, no issue. In
how often do you need service?
Basically, our operator is very trained from Maastricht for training center. The course is around 15-16 days. And after installation of the machine, every engineers come here and train again. Starting month or 2 months is just when install the machine, little bit problem. But after installation of the machine, that's not issue.
So is this part of your policy to actually train the operators to do some
Yeah.
training?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very good question. One of the, I suppose, if we've chosen strategically to link our technology to the conventional offset process, where the solid state hardware is very reliable, where conventional companies probably never see an engineer other than for routine maintenance, having a printing press that is, one, expected to be on demand, expected to be working all the time, requires a little bit extra from the operator. So our training courses are designed in 2 stages. One, to give an introduction to the printing technologies, and we assume they know nothing about digital printing when we receive them, to our 6-month process where we can take them up to what we call an advanced operator level. And then if so be it, we can have what's called a digital press person, where they take the position of about a 70% capability of an engineer. So they have the ability to do their own diagnostics, they have the ability to fix about 70% of what our normal engineers would be able to do. The reason for that is because these machines are designed to print continuously. And we don't want our customers relying on our engineering availability in order to keep themselves
Do
going.
you leave spare parts with the customer as well?
There are some what we call basic operator maintenance parts, which are an integral part of the day-to-day running of the machine. And then obviously in country we have spare parts if we get a mechanical breakdown.
Are they free?
If you're a
No, the question was that maintenance, do you have a click charge, or do you have you pay by what you use, and if it's click charge, is it per color click charge, or is it a 4-color click charge?
So we have a very nice business model which took us a little bit of time to develop, because we have the benefit of very high duties coming into India, which were quite challenging to overcome. And one of the things that we really worked hard to do was to level the investment required from any one of our partners here in India, so that it was equivalent to that of any company in the world buying the same machine. So that was a big investment on our part, to not penalise our printing companies, if you want, our partners, to absorb that duty. So we've taken the decision commercially to absorb the duty on behalf of our partners, so they can make the same economic investment as any company around the world. And that's a really big step forward. But it does limit our ability, if you want, to give huge discounts, because there's very little room. And we're hoping that the uptake of digital technology, and so far with our installations we've seen tremendous work being done, and Lynx is just one example of many others that we have, where that strategy seems to be paying off. So in terms of spare parts, we have a click program if you want, or a usage program that gives you advantages if you print more. But encapsulated in that is all of the service and maintenance and parts requirements that you'll ever need. Inks as well. So there's no surprise costs involved, and it relates purely to the volume that you're printing. And I think that's a very powerful.
Is it per color?
Yeah. We never make the assumption that you're going to print with 4 colors. You may print one. You may print with a reflex blue. You may print with a warm red, a Motorola grey, a Coca-Cola red, for example, or you may print CMYK. You'll pay according to the click. Okay?
Click
So,
of the color.
Of the colour. That's important. Yeah. So you can have the economies of scale irrespective of the mix of work that you're doing. There's a question at the back.
Yeah, I have a question. I understand, like, you were benchmarking Xanders is a substrate for 30, 50 machines.
Silver digital.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Silver digital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Xanders availability in India, I think printers sitting here would know how expensive Xanders is a board or a paper is. So, how are you going to handle it?
Yesterday we were also talking of the local manufactured paper also you have been using.
For sure.
How is it profitable? Because Mr. Rajiv just now was talking that he's using mostly Xanders.
Yeah, I mean, I think we certainly give our customers the right to test any papers that they so choose. I mean, most commercial printers have quite strong buying power when it comes to paper. So, you know, it would be wrong of us to say you can only print on these papers. But of course, we do our research and we say that these papers, you know, give us the right performance based on our knowledge and testing. So at least we come to you with some recommendations to get you started. If you choose to work outside of our recommendations, then you're free to do that. And you will experiment with substrates that give you the results that you want. And if there are substrates that you encounter that aren't complementary to the process, we can recommend a treatment or an optimization process which will sort that out for you. It's a very simple process to use.
I think also, Steve, the reference to standards was made only to sort of reflect the GSM capability. Does not mean that we recommend Xanders on our presses. If you see papers outside, they're from all suppliers, Lumi, you name it, they're all there. Sanarma, Ballarpur, everybody's there. So the reference to Xanders was only related to the GSM that we were trying to answer that question. It is not that we recommend Xanders or recommend this or recommend that. We have a range of substrates that you can use on our presses and regular brands that you're using in the offset market today in India. So I think you picked up the Xanders point from that. I hope that answers the question. Thanks.
Actually now we have displayed the samples outside, so you can actually pick these samples up today now. Yesterday we saw them not them, so you could take them away today.
And show them
Everybody don't take all the samples. You take one of each.
and show them to as many of your customers as you feel free. By the way, you know, the guys here, firstly I want to congratulate them for doing a fantastic job of introducing HP Indigo to India. I think it's a fantastic job. And for you, our potential partners, for giving us the opportunity to at least share our experiences with you and our expectations with you. I suppose our actions will speak a lot louder than our words and put us to the test, because that's what we've been doing for the last 15 years. We've dominated the digital printing market. We like to think that we pioneered this process. We're not perfect. We've got a long way to go. And feedback from you, you pushing us to the limits to meet your expectations, can only be a good thing. So this is a journey. I don't think there's an end, because I'm sure if you've got sons and daughters, they'll be taking over companies, and we'll be having the same conversation with them in years to come.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you, the whole HP team. Thank you very much. Mr. Kavla, can we have you here for a moment? Can we have you here for a moment? I'd like to thank Mr. Kavla for having come to Bombay. So they will give him a bouquet of flowers as a token of appreciation. served. Please come back. We are running very late. There's a lot of stuff to go. Very interesting sessions. And so please have a quick lunch. Don't eat too much. You'll fall asleep.